think you wouldn't go flying? Really? What are you, Iron Man triathlete now? And you wouldn't go back into your seat? Of course you would. But I digress, because when I saw it, I just thought, what are you talking about? Seriously. Let's move to the East, where the Sixers even their series with the Celtics at 2 games each. Harden, the aforementioned, scored 42, including the winning 3-point shot in overtime after Jaylen Brown left him to double Joel Embiid in the paint. Tony, where do you want to start, with Harden's performance or Jaylen Brown's defensive decision?
All right, well, I want to start with Joel Embiid, but I'll get to him later. So I'll start with Harden at this point, because Jaylen Brown did the only thing you're supposed to do in that moment. You got the MVP of the league rolling towards the basket in a close game. You got to double. You have to double.
Yeah,
this series is on Harden at this point. Not Embiid, Harden. In the two, a technical foul. No, I really don't. I don't think he did anything particularly wrong. I think if this was not the owner of Phoenix, that ball would have been more quickly inbounded. These guys, they're right on the court. There's Ishbia's right on the court, and Ballmer's right on the court. Leonsis in Washington is right on the court. They become part of the game. I don't think they are above the criticism that they shouldn't be holding on to the ball. Now, he sold it. He got hit. He went down backwards. He sold it, and he got the technical. I wouldn't have given them a technical, and I surely, like you, there would be no further punishment for either person. If they suspend Jokic, that's like a criminal act to me. That's absolutely crazy.
They're not suspending Jokic. They're not.
So can I move on? Can I move on to the game itself?
Yeah.
Can I move into just let me Celtics, Leon Draisaitl is on fire, and Jimmy Irsay doesn't want any team talking to Andrew Luck. But we begin today with a weird incident in the Phoenix-Denver game last night, a game Phoenix won to even that series at 2-2. In the second quarter, the ball went out of bounds off a Phoenix player who flew into the seats. The ball landed in the arms of the new Phoenix owner, Matt Ishbia. Denver's Nikola Jokic attempted to quickly take possession of the ball so he could inbound it, perhaps give his team a 5-4 man advantage. Jokic got a technical foul for what appeared to be a shove of Ishbia, though Ishbia appeared to put his hands on Jokic first. Wilbon, should the NBA take further action on either Jokic or Ishbia or both?
No. And Ishbia had the great sense to tweet out this morning, just to put it back in perspective. I don't want him fined. I don't want him suspended. I don't want any of that. And this is funny. 6'2" to 6 feet, although we're both down in weight.
They would have won that game.
You know, Tony, I don't disagree with anything you said. And I agree with the double down situation. You got to stop Embiid there, although, you know, Embiid had become reluctant and was not himself in the fourth. And I don't know if any of that has to do with the knee injury that he's coming back from, or if Al Horford was just in his head renting space, and that could be the case, to be fair, because Horford is a hell of a defender. He knows how to play Embiid. For a long time, he's been doing it. But, Tony, the Celtics don't look to me to be as good as they were last year, and I think it's for a reason. I got to give our friend Charles Barkley credit for this, for mentioning it on his show in real time. He says they turned into just a three-point jump shooting team all the time. You got two wings like that. You need to do more than firing off threes. But let me give some credit, speaking of credit, to my man Mike Greenberg, to Greeny, who said to me yesterday on Countdown, hello, why isn't this one could score 40 points again in these playoffs? And aren't I the fool? Greeny was right, and so was Harden. Tony, I didn't think Harden had that in him. Not a 40-plus, not again after going 5 for 28. He was great. He was great.
Legal pad. Here's your boy, the MVP, Embiid, in the fourth quarter. Boston should have won this game. Boston made a spirited and a sustained comeback in the fourth quarter, and they took the lead, and the only person that kept Philadelphia in it was Harden, not Embiid, and Boston should have won. I mean, Smart has a good look at the end of regulation. It doesn't go. And I want to praise our friend Tim Legler, who is a great analyst. Tim Legler was on my podcast on Friday, and he said the only way they can win without Paul is if Kevin Durant takes it upon himself to have games like James Harden, not to score more points than Booker, but together he said they had to score 70. So Harden went out and got, I think, 39 and 36 in those two games. That's 75 points.
You mean
Durant?
And
Booker went out and got 47. I mean, Durant. Yes, I'm sorry. And Booker went out and got 47 and 34, which is 81 points.
36.
And had an insane shooting percentage. 34 of 43. And that's together, that's how they won, right? 2 games.
Yes, because they're the best duo right now. And, Jokic and Jamal Murray are terrific. And Harden and Embiid are terrific. And, Curry and whoever you want to combine with him, Klay Thompson, are obviously Hall of Fame terrific. And we can do this for every team. Jimmy Butler, he was Rough Rider for him by himself, kind of, sort of. But, yeah, Tony, they did. And they are playing themselves. I think the Suns will win tomorrow. And I think they are playing themselves into what you insisted they were from the day the Durant trade was made, which I did not agree with you then. I said to you, Tony, I think you're premature. They could get there.
Times. If you include the overtime, he still only has one rebound, and he has that charging foul.
Who had the assist that produced the jump shot that won the game?
Okay, but he was nothing in the fourth quarter.
He wasn't. He wasn't.
And James
apparently do anything. He did it. He's 7'49" and weighs 300 pounds. Of course, he put a forearm into him like he did with Matt today, and he thinks it ought to be a light moment, and it's not. I take exception to your saying that Jokic apparently elbowed